I hope to see you guys on tour this fall. Classic Climb Tour, Atlanta, August 21st. DC, August 28th. Lots of great speakers, lots of great opportunities to build a brand that you love, like, trust, getting up every day, checking on. See you on tour. This world is about to be very competitive. This is right.
And let me explain something to you. For all of you people who think that you are middle class, you need to go back and find out what the real definition of middle class is. It's not your income. It's actually your wealth and inheritance. I'm going to say that again. For all you people that think that you're middle class, and I'm talking about professional upper middle class. What do I mean? If you got a household income, you're making $250,000, you should have $2.5 million in assets and cash in the bank somewhere to actually make sure you're real middle class. 10% of your wealth is really the real description of the social economic classes. So with all this stuff happening, and you're making $250,000, but if you don't have $2.5 million assets and 10%, you're not middle class, baby. I'm gonna give you a book. It's called The Hidden Cost of Being African American by Shapiro. This book was written back, I think, in 1998, and it is a study from the University of Chicago and Professor Shapiro about the three classes and what real wealth was. And it just shows a peer-to-peer comparison of a white family that inheritance gave them the down payment to their house, paid for their kids' college education, and some of those people didn't even make $40,000, $30,000 a year, Erica.
But listen, then, DJ, you about to make me do the preacher stance. Come on now.
They showed a case study with a black family that had professional income, that was first-time college graduates that had no inheritance. And they said, which one is really true middle class? If they lose their job, do they keep what they got that's on debt? No. The white family with $40,000 worth of income and an inheritance that paid for their down payment and the college tuition for their kids is real middle class, because it's wealth over income. I'm going to say that again. Wealth over income. So how do I weatherproof my wealth to sustain where I am? You have to have access to information and people that you have relationships with that will do you a solid and put you in an environment that you don't even have the qualifications to be in because they like you. Or they see some potential in you that they can mold you into somebody that can add value to their family wealth office.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. What DJ just described to you is what we call old money in North Carolina and South Carolina. Now, a lot of people think old money is they're rich and they're Vanderbilts. No. I know plenty of families whose sons are just literally national. They do the National Guard, couple weekends a month. They kind of putty around 20 hours a week in a craft or Amazon. Yeah, they do a little bit of something.
Work for charter schools and and all that.
And you know why? Because they have a house on their grandpa property, or their grandpa bought a house for $40,000 long ago, and now they live in it, renting it out. I'm telling you, if everything goes to poop right now, I can go back to North Carolina and go be on my family's land. If everything goes to poop, I can go back and be in that house from 1986.
There you go.
I can just go. I can go be like, peace out, y'all. That's enough. I'm out.
My old man got a couple of acres down in Southern Illinois.
You build on it if you have to.
The fan paid for, I can go on a couple of acres and be good, grow crop, everything. Know how to do all of that.
I'm telling you, y'all.
How do I weatherproof my wealth? Here's the problems that I've seen in 20 years that are manifesting themselves 10x over the last 8 months. Okay, from the people I sat down with who claim to be business experts. Let me give you a primary example. So, a classification of a second home, vacation home. What's the classification legally, tax-wise, and financially for you to have that written off on your taxes? What's the classification requirements for a second home? Somebody tell me in the chat. Erica, you tell me as well. So I want to get, I got a second home, and I'm going to, be able to, write it off on my taxes, the interest and everything like that, just like I would do with my regular home, because it's a vacation home. There's certain classifications and requirements by law for it to be a second home. Now, you know what that is? Number one, that home has to be legally 35 miles further from your permanent residence or more. I'm gonna say that
Man,
again.
listen, y'all.
Now, this is stuff
Say
that
something.
I charge people a ton of money for. And you may be one person on the show to say, I already know that. But you know what? Here's the funny thing. I talked to 3 people in the last 30 days that make a lot of money and had a high household income and did not even know that. And one of the deals is that they were in the process of getting a refi for a second home, and it does not qualify, but the banking person told them to do it. And they were a real, well-respected banking resource. But you know what happened? That loan gets completed. The IRS lets it go through. In 3-4 years, they come knocking on your door. You got multitudes of fines, and now you got a legal ramification on your problem shelf. And that's something basic. That in order to have a home classified as a second home, vacation home, it has to be 35 miles away from your home residence. So if you got a house that you live in on the regular and you bought a house 7 miles down the street, unless another qualification that can justifiably make it a second home, which I'm not going to tell you on this program, you can get that in the Weatherproof program. You cannot classify that as a second home and take none of the regular tax write-offs that are warranted from that. Okay. Another thing, you got all these experts out here, Erica, because the winter is coming, that are self-professed, super sharp, self-employed people that in a drop of a hat, oh man, I create my own LLC. Man, I know the estate laws. Man, I know corporate structure. I know how to bookkeep and all that. And then we sit down with them, Erica, and these people are clueless. And here's what I challenge you to weatherproof yourself to wealth, because the winter is coming. If the CEO of McDonald's don't get him or herself incorporated, and he don't do his own legal stuff, and he don't do his own negotiation other than CEO stuff, why are you doing it? If you claim you're going to be running a real small business, why don't you have accountants, attorneys, financial planners, bankers, and legal people on your staff? It's 1 or 2 reasons why you don't. 1, you don't realize that you should have these things. That's number 1. And 2, you're cheap. So when the winter comes and you turn out to be like Circuit City, JCPenney's, Blockbuster Video, you'll know why you should have weatherproofed yourself to wealth, or just sustain your current lifestyle where you are, be it middle class, upper class, working class. Winter is coming, because this is going to all crash like a house of cards in 24 to 36 months. Now, am I saying that's going to happen to everybody? No, because some of the people have their stuff in order. And if you don't, corporate structure, your business team, sustainability, the relationships, reactionary versus proaction. And then how do you truly go to the next level and duplicate yourself, where you can delegate and then go and actually live the pom-pom lifestyle, which is plenty of money and peace of mind. So on 4th of July, Erica, Nick and I went out on a trip we were invited to for the owner of Jam Pro Houston. And he told us a little bitty story. We were the only people that looked like us invited to his, $1 million home, right? His whole family was there, 4 generations. And his grandkids and his daughters all owned 15, 20 acres of land in prime real estate. This made me want to throw up. Check this out. He told me and Nick, he said, oh yeah, this land right here we sitting on, my grandfather paid $685 an acre, up to $2,000 an acre for this land, and he now owns 20,000 acres.
He's living his best life right now.
But check this out. The acres are now selling at $20,000 to $40,000 an acre.
It's crazy. Inheritance for your children's children.
And check this out, Erica, they only consider themselves to be middle class. Now, in our community, we would say they are upper class. Would you say not?
We say they rich.
20,000 acres. And they are consider themselves middle class working Joes. So
They don't even know.
how do you weatherproof yourself when winter is coming? You know how you do that? You have access to mentorship. You have access to systems. And you actually have access, like Snoop Dogg had, to actually be shown Robin Hood when it wasn't worth nothing. 20 cents. Where do I get that at right now? What we're going to do is we're actually going to show the people, Erica, the assets that we actually personally own, that we have been managing for the past 10, 15 years in a variety of different segments in money.
But wait. They kept answering the question. One, you said legally 35 miles from your home for their second home. Somebody asked, is it the amount of time you stay there? Is it 185 days? What makes it a second home?
You generally have to spend on average of 180 days in that second home. And it has to be within 35 miles past your permanent residence for you to get the homestead and get the tax advantages on your personal taxes. And then from there, if you're thinking about refinancing it and stuff like that, those are the minimum criteria. Okay.
Good. All right, everybody.
Right. So, but the important thing to know about that is that unfortunately, a lot of people are actually taking investment properties and are classifying them as secondary homes.
They better stop that.
And refinancing and putting, HELOCs on them, and they're passing through because if they don't go through a strong vetting process or it's on a personal portfolio lender, they don't really care. But when it comes to the IRS, they check all that stuff.
IRS ain't playing with y'all.
And again, the IRS ain't coming to knock on your door until they got you.
Also, we'd like to thank Thomas. Quick interlude. We'd like to thank Thomas for the $10 Cash App. I thank you for all who support the channel. We're going to take a quick break from our sponsors. We'll grab us a little water break for a second. Let's go ahead and give me a second, y'all. I'm going to get with y'all.
Everybody, this is DJ the Money Coach coming back to you, and I want to announce an amazing event that we're going to happen because winter is coming. That's right. You need to weatherproof your wealth right now because winter is coming. So on August 3rd, we're going to give an exclusive insider reveal to how we weatherproof our wealth with DJ the Money Coach and the 7 Spheres of Money right here with Erica Williams and the Classy Klein. So if you want to be part of that opportunity and weatherproof your wealth through the 7 Spheres of Money, hit that link right now and take advantage of this once in a lifetime opportunity. You're going to get access to my experts and the assets that I own that you can own too. And all you have to do is hit that link right now to weatherproof your wealth because winter is coming. I'll see you in the webinar.
Man, y'all better tell DJ, go ahead and throw that on the podcast circuit for ads. That's a good one. So thank you again, Thomas, for donating to the channel. Matthew said winner equals PPP. Please don't take me to jail. I'm sorry, you guys. I will post it again in the chat. I didn't. Apparently, I guess it didn't save into the description bar. Hold on a second, you guys.
Okay. I mean, here's the funny thing is that if you take it the slow route and build it the right way, you will eventually be financially independent in America because that's all America was built on.
We just don't got no patience like that. See, there's something Diamond Dave said, and it made a lot of sense. People want to live well now. They can't think of it's going to be good for my grandchildren. I can't wait to, they're going to live such a great life. Nobody thinks like that. And I was telling people, I come from a family where people had children late. Like I have one aunt that's 76. I got another aunt that's 51 years old. And everybody's got their own land, their own houses, their own stuff. And, elder generations thought of, hey, when I have these kids, I'm gonna have a plan for them. Right. And unfortunately, we live in a society where they don't. I don't know if you saw my video, but we did a video on the fact that there's a lady and her husband. Both of them are working. They have 7 children, 1 15 and 1 9, and they've been living in a hotel for 5 months.
Wow.
on the wait list for Section 8. And
Wow.
I'm from that area, and I'm like, they could buy a house for $50,000
Mm.
for with $2,000. Like they could have used any of the stimulus money, any of the child tax credit to put $2,000 down and own a house, and they're sitting in a hotel room waiting on the opportunity to be in Section 8. I mean, for what? So you got to really, I do these videos because I know there's somebody out here who, unfortunately, those kids growing up in that family, they don't have someone giving them direction. You have people like me and DJ Money out here doing these videos that help people. Like some of the testimonials I have, y'all, I cried. Someone wrote me a letter. Right. I have like letters in the office. We have stuff that's stacked where people wrote me really great stuff. And it just like, it'll tear you up because people are like, no one told me about this. No one's ever told me a thing. So I just want you guys to know that like this is the purpose and reason we do these videos. And we're just trying to give you guys exposure so that you can prevent, right? So somebody in the chat said, if I don't have old money, can I make it? Yeah, you can make it. That's why we do these videos. You can still turn that ship around.